Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bearcat Den. I'm your host Michael Berger, and I'm here with Baruch's soccer team. Today we have Frank, Ansen, and Daniel. Gentlemen, introduce yourselves, what position you play, and that's it.
Yeah, so my name is Daniel Grishin. People call me Dan G on the team. I play center mid. I am a vice captain on the team, and I major in financial mathematics here at Baruch.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Ansen. I am a senior, also vice captain. I'm a defender, so fullback or wingback, and I'm majoring in finance.
My name is Frank Shkreli. I'm a captain of the team. I play midfield and defense, and I major in economics.
All right, guys, let's kick into it.
Let's go. Sounds good.
First question I'm going to ask is, how'd you guys get into soccer? And we'll go from left to right.
So I actually started soccer from kickboxing.
Okay.
So I used to go to kickboxing, and every Friday we would have like a little soccer competition.
Mm-hmm.
Put like some kicking pads on the floor, and I realized that I was pretty good and dominated against the rest. And we're like, next month my parents enrolled me into a team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are a couple players on this team who are from that team. So yeah, that's how I started in kickboxing, oddly enough, and I ditched kickboxing for soccer after that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so for me, growing up, always wanted to find a sport that I was good at, that I loved. Rotated through like baseball, golf, basketball. Didn't like any of them. I'll play them for fun, but didn't enjoy like being competitive with it. Finally got into soccer. My mom just signed me up for like a recreational team, like for young players in the area, and I loved it. I was playing with a couple cousins at the time who were also into soccer, so just had a lot of fun being on a team, and just went on from there.
I started playing when I was 4. I didn't really have a choice. Dad and my uncle were like soccer fanatics growing up, so they got me into soccer before I could even walk. I had like soccer balls in my cradle and stuff like that. I had little soccer jerseys that
You were born into it.
Yeah, I like really didn't have a choice, to be honest. But they let me try other sports, but soccer was the one that I always liked the most. I don't know if it was by my own will or not, but yeah, I ended up sticking with soccer.
So how did you guys get into like the Baruch soccer recruiting, like being recruited into Baruch soccer?
So I guess I have like a different story compared to them, right? You guys are pretty similar. I was not recruited, but I just wanted to find I only wanted to go to Baruch College. Like, that was the only school I wanted to go to because of like affordability. It's like a good finance school, and so I just wanted to have something that was very similar to high school, like high school soccer. I love the environment, and it just like it was fun. It was high school soccer, and now obviously college soccer. It was like the most fun I ever had in soccer. So I basically just wanted to replicate that, and I saw that they had a team, and there's some recruitment form, and I filled it out to the best of my knowledge, and good enough. It was impressive enough to, I guess, get a tryout. But yeah, they have like a different story. They actually are recruited.
No, yeah. So I reached out to Dima, our head coach, and when you're sending all these emails out, you have your club coach, and my club coach at the time happened to be good friends with him. So I think Dima actually had reached out to him after he got my email, and then he was able to put in a recommendation for me, and from then it was just all about getting into the school, the application process, and it was a very it was unexpected, but it went very well, and happy how it
What
turned
team
out.
is that?
Westchester Flames.
Same thing with you?
Well, no, I was on the O2 team. He was on O1 team. Yeah. So for me, I actually didn't know what Baruch was. Like, I had never heard of it until my senior year of high school. And so I had been going to a bunch of different like soccer events, showcases. Like, I got invited to the Adidas 500 camp, which was 500 kids around the country get invited. Wow. Yeah, and it's free of charge if you get invited. So I was there. I ended up playing really well at that showcase, and that's where I got most of my interest from. And also Westchester Flames does a really good job at putting their players out there. They give out brochures at every tournament and stuff, so they do a really good job at getting players, onto college rosters. So I had a lot of interest from a lot of different schools, and I decided my senior year that I was like, I don't really care that much to play soccer in college. Like, I want to focus on academics.
Yeah.
So I always knew that I wanted to go to school for something in business. started doing my research, found out about Baruch, and Ansen was on the team as well, and he ended up, he ended up coming to Baruch. So I was like, or you committed early to Baruch, and I was like, that's funny. Like we play for the same club. He's going. So I emailed the coach, told him this and this. I was like, I've got interest from other schools, so I was like, I'd like to know. I want to make my decision, So I had interest from other schools, and he hadn't hit me up. So I was like, I have interest from here, whatever. Talking to him, and he was like, yeah, he was like, come. He was like, you've got a tryout spot, but no guarantee that you'll make the team. You got to prove yourself in tryouts.
No,
He was
obviously.
Like, yeah, he was like, no one's special. I was like, sounds good, and yeah, came because academically it was very attractive to me. So I came here for the academics, ended up making the team, and yeah, here we are now.
As all three of you are captains, how do you guys try to influence other players to play at a high level?
I think it's different for each of us the way that we do it. I think that Dan G, he doesn't talk much, but he leads by example. The way that he plays, he plays the game the correct way. So I think that is if people see that and look up to him and want to play like him. Whereas for me, I think that I kind of set the tone with my energy. The way I play, I run around like crazy. I'm hitting kids, laying in hard challenges. It gets the team hyped up and motivated. I'm also pretty vocal. Ansen is also very vocal.
Yeah, no, I think I'm slightly more similar to Dan G in the sense that I wasn't necessarily chosen because of, my, excellent, playing style or whatever. It's more so just having a team mindset, being about the guy next to you. And ultimately that's just, important to bring everyone together. So I think that's more so my style compared to...
Ansen's the biggest Baruch men's soccer supporter ever.
Yeah, he definitely is. And Ansen is also a nice guy. We've all got different styles. I think I can be a little bit abrasive towards my teammates, not in a negative way, but just in I'm gonna be real with you, and if you're not performing the way you should be, I'm gonna say something and let you know, because I just I expect everyone to
Get that high level.
Yeah, get that level, and just effort is the most important thing to me. If you're not showing effort, I'm gonna freak out. But as far as the way you're playing, guys have ups and downs. Yesterday I had a horrible game.
We all did.
Yeah, we all had a horrible game.
We don't want to talk about that.
And I
Sorry to break it to you. We actually might get into that too.
that's fine.
Yeah, that's all
fine.
good. Yeah, we were prepared.
And it's okay to have ups and downs in your performances, but the effort always needs to be there. That's the way I see it. So, yesterday, even though I didn't have a great game, I was still trying as hard as I could. And I feel like that's all you can ask out of a player. So that's the one thing that I try to focus on when I'm talking to the guys is just effort. I think that that's more important than anything.
Yeah, I'm not the loudest person, and everybody pretty much knows that. But I guess Frank said it well, or I'm glad he noticed. I guess I try to lead by example, and I see that some people do take the example. So it works. I think it works.
So we're talking about yesterday, how did the match go yesterday? Sorry.
No, it's fine. Should I start off?
You guys can talk about the positive things that happened, how you guys performed as a team overall, and then what didn't work, and what happened to ended up to the loss.
I mean, for some context, it was 5-1 loss to Hunter.
Yeah.
5-1 loss in the Lexington Derby.
Yeah, that was a tough pill to swallow.
So we're coming off, we're hot right now. We've won 5 games in a row. All these other CUNYAC teams are telling us, yo, you guys are great. You guys are going to kill Hunt. You guys are going to kill Lee, whoever, All these guys are telling us that. I think that kind of plays into it, that we went into the game knowing that we're the better team, which I believe that we were, but not yesterday. But, I don't think that's the right mindset to come into, because I think that our first year, I don't know how you guys felt, but I felt like we were underdogs every game.
Yeah.
And we won the chip. I didn't believe we were the strongest team that year, but you know the way we went into every game with that dog mentality, there were so many last minute winners, overtime winners. Like we went into games and we really grinded it out, and we got results. This year we were getting the results. The game yesterday, pure like the rawest way I could say this. Our team, you know, in our midfield is probably the strength of our team, I'd say, and we just didn't perform yesterday. The midfielders, me, Dan, Lucho, we didn't perform yesterday up to our standard, and you know they called midfield the engine of the team. The engine's not running smooth, you know, car's not gonna run, and I think that is a big reason that yesterday happened the way that it did. Although we did have 22 shots, they had 10, I think.
Wow.
They had 6 on target, and they scored 5.
Yeah.
We had
Yeah.
9.
Wow.
Or
we
we
scored
probably,
one.
we
Yeah.
scored 1. So if you just look at those stats, just looking at those stats alone, you would suspect that we won. But that was a whole different story.
Yeah.
But like in the second half, if you watch the second half,
was a completely
we
different game.
dominated them for the whole second half.
We just couldn't score. The keeper came up with some miraculous
Yeah,
saves.
he's not making those saves ever again in his career.
They were ridiculous. Dan G had probably the best shot I've seen him take in the game, and he saved it. I was like,
ever a 100% guaranteed goal.
as soon as it left his foot, I was like, let's go, goal. And kid just sticks out of hand, saves it, and then our teammate Tanner is there for the rebound, puts it right into the corner of the goal. Keeper just flies over it with a hand, saves it. I was like, okay, it's clearly not our day.
Yeah.
Because after that first half performance, I feel like we woke up a little bit, especially the midfield three. We definitely woke up, and we were playing in the second half. You know, what do you think the possession was while we were in? Probably like 70-30.
I mean, if they couldn't leave their own
They couldn't leave their own half. Yeah, it was.
Wow.
We were really on them,
Yeah.
and it just it wasn't happening.
Yeah, no, I think mentally, just something about it yesterday in the first half. I don't think any of us were really there. So, you know, a lot of the game is the mental aspect. And, you know, I think the first half we really just needed someone to snap us all out of that. And that's how we came out pretty strong in the second half, even though we still conceded a goal or two. But it's a learning lesson, 100%. In 2021, when we did win, we lost to Hunter and Lehman, but Lehman we lost like pretty handily. It was like a 4-0 loss to they went on to be the number 1 seed. But even then, like as discouraging as it was, we still came back and got everything done and sorted out, and it was ended up turning out in our favor. So obviously yesterday it can be pretty discouraging, and I'm sure most teams will look at it and say, oh, maybe they're not all what they seem to be. Then we got to earn that respect back and just come back stronger in the CCNY game. I think it is
Yeah,
Saturday.
I think
Saturday, correct?
Yeah. I think it was a good wake-up call for us because some of our players are sophomores who came last year.
You guys are seniors, or?
Yeah, we're
You're all
seniors.
seniors? Okay.
Yeah. So we played through the 3 seasons. We've endured losses, but some of our players, like integral parts of our team, have never lost a game, like for Baruch, like in terms of like CUNYAC.
CUNYAC, I didn't even
So
think
like
of that.
a lot of us, or a good chunk of us, have not felt defeat, apart from the final, which is pretty substantial. But the whole like talk has just been like Baruch has been undefeated for like the last like season and a half, and some players are like out here like, oh, we haven't lost a single game when I was on the field. So it's like now you've lost, and you feel it. So, I mean, we went undefeated all of last season, just to lose in the final. It's better to feel it now than understand it now than
November
to figure
4th.
it out November 4th.
Yeah, 100%.
And at the same time, though, credit to those Hunter boys yesterday because they came out fired up. They really wanted it yesterday, and they got it. So don't want to take any credit away from them. But yeah, I mean, yesterday had we had VAR yesterday, number 8 would have gotten sent off.
Number 8.
Yeah. After he took me down and I got up, he kicked out at me with his studs.
Yeah, no,
Straight red.
everyone
What
remembers
about Russ and his challenge?
Russ would have gotten sent off too.
Like number 9 was through and he pulled him back.
Oh, that would have been a yellow card.
Was he the
He
last
didn't
man?
get a yellow card.
Russ wasn't last man. He didn't get a card. I know, but yellow cards
He
aren't up
should've
to
got
VAR
it.
anyway.
At least
Yellow cards aren't
that
up
was
to
so
VAR.
surprising. That was
But
so
I'm saying, number 8 would have been sent off. when he kicked out at me.
So wouldn't you have enjoyed that?
Oh, I would have enjoyed that kid. I would have enjoyed that kid sitting out. But I'm saying I don't know if I would have enjoyed, because what about me when I go out when the ref's not looking and I go and hit a kid? I would get a red, and I do that a lot. So I would not enjoy VAR being in the CUNYAC.
Yeah.
There's something that bothers me about how they distribute referees. So
Yeah.
D3 obviously naturally probably gets the lowest level.
Yeah.
But some of these guys that officiate our games, like these old dude, like this guy, the referee yesterday, right? I forgot who it was, if it was you or someone else, cleared the ball and it must have hit him in the face or something.
Yeah.
This guy was down for 10 minutes.
Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah,
No, I think it hit him in the earpiece.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
why it hurt. So that's.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I just was like, there's no way this guy just got
he's
like
gonna
hit with
bounce
the
back
ball
up.
and he was just down. I was like, he's done.
That guy was so annoying yesterday. The two most annoying people on the field were the center referee and number 8. Yeah. So this is like, little insider trading info. Number 8, do you guys remember when he went up to the referee and he was like, "Number 6 said he's gonna break my arm." The kid, we went up for like a header, and he stuck his arm in between mine. And I told him, I like whispered to him when the referee wasn't looking. I was like, "Next time you stick your arm in there, I'm gonna rip it off." And he's like, "Ref, he said he's gonna break my arm." I was like, "No, I didn't. What are you talking about?"
So I remember you guys were saying, like you guys said earlier on, that first half wasn't so great, and then and then I believe you said that during the second half, you guys played like a lot better, and like you got
Yeah.
like cranked up, I would say. But like during the halftime speech, like what made you guys like get that drive?
Oh man,
If there was,
I don't know if it was so much the halftime speech. It was pretty much the halftime speech. Honestly, was just Dima saying, "Frank, Denji, Lucho, you guys been shit today." That was pretty much the halftime speech. He was like, "I don't want to call out any individuals," and then
they called out all three of you. He had like a whiteboard.
three shit. But yeah, we already knew that. I already knew it was coming.
Nah, yeah, I no. You guys are smart guys. Like you don't need someone to yell at you to know that you're not performing your best.
And we don't really shy away. Like, I'll take that. Like, I know that I was bad. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, nah, like I did good here. Like,
Yeah.
nah, I was shit, and I knew that. And Danji knew it, and Lucho also knew it. Like, and we're not the type of guys who are just gonna. When I was a kid, if that used to happen, if I used to have a bad half, I'd be shut down. I'd be horrible
You
for
get
the
in
rest
your
of
own
the
head.
game. But as I got older, I started to get over that, and I was like, all right, like, time to turn it around, You always have to, you gotta, like, forget, kind of, in a soccer game. When something bad happens, you gotta forget it. Because it's gonna affect you later on in the game. Especially if you're the way I am, where I think too much while I play. So, I definitely, yesterday just tried to forget about that first half, and, clean slate for the second half. And it ended up working.
pretty well.
Yeah.
It was a different game. Yeah, like again, they didn't leave their half. We're just shooting on them nonstop, and their keeper just had a phenomenal.
Crazy saves.
Yeah.
Kid could not kick the ball.
Yeah.
But as far as stopping shots,
Yeah,
Class.
he was on it. So yeah, it wasn't our day.
yeah, it happens.
Like we just have to get revenge like on ourselves. Just like prove to the rest of the league that we are the champions and that we have what it takes to be the champions again. And it's like we need to sort of like deserve our respect again. Maybe CCMI, they're gonna see that result and they're gonna be like, oh, maybe we can do something against them. But sure, we hope they're comfortable, and we're just gonna come back. We're just gonna try to play our game as best as possible and hopefully destroy them.
I want to beat them 12-0.
Yeah, no, it's at a point where we have to destroy them. It's it's no one way or the other. If it's a close game, then it'll still feel like we're that step backwards that we were before. So, because if we're fighting for it, then it means we haven't really progressed from where we left off. So the importance of Saturdays, even though it's not necessarily one of the top competing CUNY teams, we still have to go and absolutely destroy them. If it was Lehman, I'd still say the same thing. We can't. It's really hard to come off losing to our rivals, our conference rivals. Now supposedly Lexington is purple. It's really hard to come off that, and just we need our confidence and respect back.
And as far as preparation goes, we got training tomorrow morning, bright and early. Put in a good session.
What time's
work
normally
hard.
training for you guys?
7, yeah.
7 a.m.
Wow.
7 a.m.
Is it on
Randall's
fields that
Island.
Randall's
It's at
Island?
Randall's, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, which sucks.
And you guys got classes after that too?
Hell yeah.
As you guys are graduating seniors this year, obviously all captains, what's your message to next year's group of guys going into next season?
You know, I hope that they can keep up, the expected excellence that Baruch soccer has in the CUNYAC. I feel like everybody looks at us and is like, yeah, they're always going to be in the running.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a Liverpool Man City type thing in the Premier League. It's like, those guys are always going to be top, us and Lehman. And I just hope those guys can keep up that winning mentality after we leave. Because, even our first year, like I said, when we weren't getting results, we still had a winning mentality, Even though we had a lot of close games, like Medgar's we only beat 1-0. You guys remember that? That was crazy.
That was
Medgar's.
overtime, though.
That was overtime, yeah.
An overtime,
Jamal scored or Cormac, I don't remember. But yeah, we always had that winning mentality, even when we weren't performing, and our coach always believed in us for some reason. Because I was sitting there and I was like, I don't know if I even believe in myself. I don't even know if I believe in this team, and we ended up winning the chip. So I just think that I don't want kids to have those doubts that I had. I want them to fully believe in the squad they have, and a lot of big players are gonna be leaving this year. But I want those guys to have belief that they can pick up those loose strings and stuff, and turn it up, and hopefully, keep pushing for more championships, more stars on that jacket.
Yeah, like I think you said it earlier. A lot of these guys haven't tasted like a harsh defeat in regular season play before. So my thing to them is just in toughest times you really just gotta learn to stay together, and especially to those leaders next year. The importance of them is it's absolutely key, and making sure no one's fighting, nobody's upset at one another. Like, yes, you can get upset for a little bit, but eventually those championship runs that we made were all because, regardless of what happened on the field, ultimately we came back together and said, "No, we're still a family," and you got to keep that environment going.
Yeah, I guess the most important thing is just we got to pass down, and I think we're doing a great job at it, is they have to know that we are a winning program and that we're basically like required to win every year. Like we're supposed to. If not, it's a disappointment. We're only fighting to play against the NCAA team, like the really good NCAA teams in the actual tournament. It's almost, we know that we have to win the final, and that's the goal from the beginning of the season. So it's just passing down this idea that we have to be in the final, we have to win the final, and that defeats, like you should feel pain after defeats, and that's what we do feel. Especially yesterday, that was an embarrassment. Like everyone really took that, and like, it should hurt. We're not like some other program that is just used to losing or expecting it. We have to win every time, and that's what we just need to pass down. And I think we're doing a good job at it.
Yeah.
Hope so. We'll see next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.